Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi, dear fans and friends. Today I'm going to be looking at a simple past tense. First of all, I'll give you a short definition of this tense. Then I'm going to explain the structure for simple past tense. Actually, the structures in different forms. And then I'll explain the usages of a simple past tense to make sure that you can use simple past tense correctly in your spoken and written English. So a short definition of simple past tense would be it is used to talk about an action or state that started and ended at a specific time in the past. Or if it's a state, I mean, if you use a state verb in your sentence, so then we can say it shows a state which existed at a specific time in the past. So now the main usage of simple past tense, as it was mentioned in its definition, is we use it when we talk about an action that started and ended at a clear time, that started and finished at a specific time in the past. So the structure for simple past tense is pretty easy. Subject plus verb, second form plus rest of the sentence. Whatever comes, that's rest of the sentence. So here we have an example. She bought a book yesterday. So she, according to the structure, is subject, bought is the verb, second form, and a book yesterday is rest of the sentence. But when we change this sentence to negative form or interrogative form, we need, if it's negative form, the auxiliary did not or the short form didn't, and then we have to change the verb form again to base form, from second form to base form. And the reason we change main verb, second form to base form is that our auxiliary verbs in simple present tense are do and does. So does is used with third person singular subject like he, she, it, or a singular noun, and do is used with the rest of the subjects. But when it comes to simple past tense, the auxiliaries do and does are changed to did. And did or didn't could be used with all subjects, not with, I mean, there isn't the idea of, third person singular or plural or whatever. So since do and does, the auxiliaries are changed to past form, did or didn't, we change the main verb form again to base form. Don't forget this, it is very important. And if we want to make an interrogative sentence or yes/no question, we bring the auxiliary did at the beginning of the sentence, then subject, and then main verb in base form again. So, did she buy a book yesterday? Question mark. And the short answer would be yes, she did, no, she didn't. Did she go to the market yesterday? Yes, she did, no, she didn't. Did you drink any coffee this morning? Yes, I did, no, I didn't. So this is how we can answer these kind of yes/no questions. And if you would like to make an information question or negative interrogative, if it's negative interrogative, the most common form in spoken English is to make did negative. Didn't she buy a book yesterday? The complete form would be did she not buy a book yesterday, but in spoken English that's not very common. So didn't she buy a book yesterday? Or if you want to change it to information question, just bring, for example, where, and of course you don't need to capitalize the helping verb. Where did she buy a book yesterday? Where did she buy a book yesterday? Why did she buy a book yesterday? Or for example, when did she buy a book? If you use when, obviously you do not use, the time expression because you ask about the time of the action. So when did she buy a book? So now if you want to use negative interrogative form in information question form, that's also possible. You can say, why didn't she buy a book yesterday? So that was all about the structures. Now when it comes to usages, So the main usage, once again, I want to repeat this, of simple past tense is to talk about an action that started and ended at a specific time in the past, at a clear time in the past, or to talk about a state that existed at a specific time in the past. So now the first example is about the action that started and ended at a specific time yesterday. So she bought a book yesterday. Now, the second example says he lived in Wadak for 3 years. We can also use simple past tense to talk about the duration of an action in the past. See, I'll be recording another video about the differences between present perfect and simple past tense. So now we talk about a kind of duration, like something started and ended in the past. So from a specific time up to another specific time in the past. For example, I started university in 2005 and I finished university in 2009. So there's specific time. The action started in 2005, which is a specific time, and it ended in 2009, which is again a specific time. So now I can say I studied university for 4 years. So the example over here says he lived in Wardak for 3 years, or he lived in Japan for 3 years or 5 years. So now the idea is that the action of living in that specific place does not come to present time. There's a difference between present perfect and simple past tense. And that confusion will be clarified in the next video, inshallah. So, for example, he smoked cigarette for 5 years. So it means now he does not smoke cigarette. The action of smoking started at a specific time and it continued up to another specific time in the past. And now we're talking about the duration of that action. So we can talk about the duration of an action in the past using simple past tense. That's also possible. Number 3, we were in Jalalabad last week. I was angry this morning. I was happy this morning. Or for example, I knew him last year. Or for example, I liked fish a lot when I lived in the United States. So now these verbs are not action verbs. Like or love or what, to be verbs, I mean was, were, right? So in this case, we do not talk about an action that started and finished at a specific time, but we talk about a state that existed in the past at a specific time. We were in Jalalabad last week. So, I mean, the to be verb were shows the state of existence. If it's, for example, like or, love or that kind of one of those verbs, so then we talk about the state of emotions. For example, I liked something in the past, okay? We can also talk about a series of actions, like 2 or 3 or more than 3 things happen, after each other. So we can use simple past tense to talk about those kind of actions as well. Look at this example. She graduated from university, got her degree, and found a good job last year. So 3 actions started and finished after each other at different specific times. So that's also possible. We may talk about a chain of actions, that happen after one another. So that's also possible. I hope that now you can use simple past tense correctly, and the idea of the different structures, different forms is clear, and also the most common usages are clear, and you can use simple past tense correctly. But one thing that I forgot, whenever we want to use some sort of time expressions in simple past tense, these kind of time expressions can be used in simple past tense. Yesterday, the day before, last night, last week, last month, last year. For example, you can mention a specific year in 2005, in 2003, in 2002. A few days ago, many days ago, several days ago, 10 days ago, 2 days ago, a month ago, a few weeks ago, so possible. And the day before, for example, this afternoon, this morning, now it's afternoon, so I can say, I went to the market this morning. So that could be also used as a past simple past tense time expression. That's also possible. I hope you enjoyed this video about simple past tense. Have a great time and see you later. Bye bye.